Alright guys and gals, I've never talked about this before publicly, and it's time I finally come out and admit it. I've been really embarrassed and I've felt really shamed, and it's just time I have some accountability for my own actions and talk about it with you guys, because I've always tried to be really transparent about me and what's going on in my life. So I have a problem and it's getting pretty bad, and that problem is that I won't stop buying plants. Alright guys, I'm obviously kind of joking, but I'm also not joking. I have like almost zero control when it comes to buying plants, and at this point I have so many indoor plants, it's insane. I've spent a lot more time and money on this than most other things in my life, and I feel like it really goes to show my priorities. You actually can't tell from this part of the room, but this room is filled with plants. It's to the point where I don't even call this my filming room, my YouTube room, or any of that. I actually call this the plant room. I think the only time you can tell is when I film over here, but I think I've only done that in like 2 or 3 videos. Considering I've made over 50 videos, I would guess probably the majority of my audience has not realized that I have an indoor plant problem. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you all the plants in this room and subsequently some of my plant problem and the results of it. So first off, we have my pothos area. I like this area for them because they get a lot of bright light, but never any direct sunlight. I will say for this though, I did move this one up here so you'd be able to see it. I have these 2 other ones propped up because usually they're on the floor because I have not hung them yet because they love the area they're in. You will notice that some of them do have dead leaves, and that is because I have them in another room that as it got closer to winter, they were not getting enough bright light, and some of the leaves have a little bit of damage because of it. It took me a few weeks to figure out why my leaves were getting damaged, and once I finally did, they moved in here and they've been doing really well since. The first one is, I guess, a standard pothos. It's my dark green one, but I call this one my mother pothos because I have propagated other pothos from that pothos. Pothos. Oh my goodness. So besides the mother pothos, we have my neon pothos and my snow queen pothos. They have been doing so much better since I moved them in here, and I haven't seen any continued leaf damage since. Probably my favorite thing about the pothos is how easy they fit into any home and how happy these ones make me in general. What? You're telling me you don't have any indoor plants and you don't know where to start by decorating them into your home? Luckily for you, today's sponsor, Skillshare, can actually help you with that. Skillshare actually recently recommended for me Christopher Griffin, aka the Plant Queen's course on plants at home, uplift your spirit and space. I already have a decent amount of houseplants that are thriving, but I know that I still could learn a lot more, and so I decided to check it out. I was so shook by how much information he provides. He provides everything from how to pick the right pot, which, yes, that is a thing, I didn't know that before, to fertilizer tips, which I did not know that you can make fertilizer at home from eggshells. Like, my mind is blown. Anyways, in case you're just as knowledgeable about plants as the Plant Queen, there's like hundreds of courses, from copywriting to like DIY planters you can do at home. There's everything in between. So if you're looking to learn a new skill, this is the place to go.
The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, and after that it's only around $10 a month.
So like less than most streaming services, and it's more useful than just entertainment. Anyways, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. It is a fantastic website, and I'm really excited to keep taking these courses alongside you guys and to keep learning and expanding my knowledge. So anyways, let's get back to the video. I believe that one in the window, and I'm sorry, this is the best way I could get this shot, but that one in the window is a hanging sword succulent. So this little cutie likes a lot of sunlight, so I hung her on the curtain rod in the south-facing window where she gets plenty of sunlight. She wasn't doing too well when I got her from the nursery about 3 weeks ago. She had a lot of burnt or dead leaves all over, so I pruned that and put her in the window, and she's been really happy ever since. So next we have the monsteras. This one's an actual monstera, but I just found out that this one is not an exotic monstera like Trader Joe's said. It's actually called, and I'm so sorry, I'm gonna butcher this, an Alocasia zebrina. Luckily for me, the care on an Alocasia, I'm already messing it up. Luckily for me, it had really similar care to the monstera, except for it likes a little bit more sunlight. So I place it in a spot where it gets direct sunlight from the south-facing window and then the west-facing window towards the evening. It helps shade the monstera behind it so it doesn't get direct sun. It still will get a tiny bit, but it won't damage the leaves because it is late fall and the sun isn't as intense as it is during the summer. That monstera actually only had 3 leaves when I originally got it, and it has so many more new leaves, so it's very happy with how I have it set up. Alright guys, so this is the other window in the room. It is a west-facing one, and it has 3 plants on the curtain rod, a string of pearls, an air plant, and a spider plant. My string of pearls loves the sunlight and is growing super awesome and is overall a really healthy and beautiful plant. My air plant is doing awesome. It has no complaints. However, it is hanging on a metal hook and I absolutely just hate the look of that. So if anyone has a suggestion for a DIY like plant hanger, I will definitely take that into consideration. And finally, we have my spider plant, which is doing awesome here. It absolutely loves it. It is in a big pot with lots of room to grow, and it has grown so much since I've put it up there. So in that last shot, you might have noticed something off to the side, and that would be my shelves. So these are actually bathroom shelves with a towel hanger that I got off of Amazon. The link to all this stuff will be on my Amazon influencer page, so if you wanted to get those too, there's a few different colors. Just go down in the link below to check them out. And another thing with this too is that top shelf is actually supposed to be the bottom shelf, but I flipped them around because I thought it would look better. So up top, going right to left, we have a ponytail palm. These guys are actually really cool, and if you're really good at taking care of a succulent, you'll be really good at taking care of a ponytail palm because they have a very similar watering schedule and similar light requirements. So next we have a Peperomia cauperata and a Callidium variegatum. These are Latin names and I can't even English correctly, so I don't know if you guys like really expected me to get Latin names right. And then below that I have these little like light bulb hydroponic things. I guess, I don't think hydroponic is the right word, but I'm just using it for lack of a better one. Luckily for my wallet, I actually could just make this little arrangement with things I already had. So going left to right, we have a clipping of a golden pothos that I got from our backyard, a clipping of my neon pothos, which I got from that neon pothos plant I showed earlier, and some mint from the backyard. I actually didn't know you could even do this with mint, but one of my best friends did, so I decided to go for it. I grabbed clippings with both roots and then without roots to see which one would do better. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. And finally on this bottom shelf we have a Monstera deliciosa, which I was so excited about getting. I've always wanted one. And then we have 3 air plants. Alright, so next we have the bookcase, which I got off of Amazon. It's like 6 feet tall, has 5 shelves, it's awesome. It doesn't look 6 feet tall because I'm standing so close to the camera, but hold on. Like, does that help? It's weird how it kind of distorts it. Look it. It's really tall. I'm really tall. It's really tall. Okay, so we're gonna start top to bottom and okay, that's left to right for you, but that's right to left for me. But anyways, we have a bamboo palm, a spider plant, and then a pothos that I call my baby pothos because it was propagated completely from the mother pothos. So it's actually a free plant. I also used one of the garden center's pots that I'd already gotten something else in, so free besides the soil. Okay, and then on the next shelf we have a succulent variety, a little coochie kopi from Bob's Burgers. I always get asked what this is, and if you watch Bob's Burgers you know, but if you don't, it's little coochie kopi that Luis has and some nightlight. This one, if it gets sun exposure or enough sun exposure, it will glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. And then we have a cactus, and then we have this guy I got for my birthday from either my sister or my mom, I can't remember. I know that they kind of picked it out together. So this is kind of at a weird angle, this shelf right here, so I will just put B-roll over this. On the left, I believe this is a Calathea zimbrina. I can't remember correctly, but I do remember the care on this one. This one's really susceptible to damage via fluoride, and the city of Santa Monica adds a lot of fluoride to their water. There was an incident where somehow this plant ended up watered by the normal hose, getting fluoride in it, and it was a little bit overwatered. A little miscommunication there. So it hasn't been doing as good, but it is finally kind of coming back from that damage. And then there's some like little knickknacks on here, and then we have a water propagation station in which I have 3 vases. The first one has Sansevieria cylindrica. The next one has a clipping of the neon pothos, just like in the other hydroponic station. This comes from my neon pothos that I showed earlier, and a clipping of my Snow Queen pothos, which I also showed earlier, but is the only other clipping I have. That clipping is older than the neon pothos clipping, so you'll see that there's a lot more roots on the Snow Queen, and it's just because it's a little bit older of a clip and has had more time to develop its roots. Okay, so now we're on the bottom 2 shelves. Starting left to right, we have a Calluna vulgaris, a cactus, a braided Sansevieria, and a dead polka dot plant. I'm so sad about the dead plant, but I also know that's a part of being a plant mom. I probably needed to put this one where it could get more light, but unfortunately I did not learn that, and unfortunately this one died. Okay, so finally on the bottom shelf, I just have knickknacks because every plant I've tried there has not got enough light, so I just have put little knickknacks on here, including these office vans that I bought off of someone that does these on TikTok, and I actually really love them. So I might link to them down below if you want to check them out. They are pricey. I mean, these are $50 shoes just for like the Vans alone, so you're gonna be spending like 200 bucks to get them, but totally worth it because they're so cute. And then finally over here we have a little snake plant, which is usually right where I'm sitting, so it's just far enough away from the wall to get enough sunlight. I was a little worried about it at first here, didn't think it would get enough sunlight, but then I looked, and then in the back we have this little thing that's growing. It's actually a new shoot, and I can see it has another little new shoot right here off of it. So it's gonna do well. I'm really happy with it. So you see what I mean? It's really hard to tell that there's so many plants in this room just off camera. It's actually 32 plants in here, and why I chose to show this room versus anywhere else is A, inside of the house this is where the most plants are because Ramsey cannot get to them since I shut the door, and there's a whole bunch outside, but I've already kind of shown that, so I thought it'd be cool to show something else. Part of me really wanted to make this video because I knew that it was getting way too many, and I maybe want people to tell me that, but the other part of me also knows that I've been spending so much time and effort on getting these plants to look absolutely beautiful and filling this room with plants, and since it's shutdowns right now, nobody can come over and see it, and I just wanted to kind of show off all of my hard work. So yeah. Anyways guys, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to smash the YouTube algorithm for the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the smash button down below. And yeah, you know the drill. All the referral links are below. Also, before I forget, a lot of the hanging planters, some of the regular planters, the bookshelf, etc., knickknacks, are on my Amazon influencer page. So if you want to go check that out, there will be a link in the description, whether you want to check out anything that I have, or if you're just looking for some inspiration, I have stuff in there that I have personally used and I like. So if you want to check it out, it'll be down below. Yeah, and just don't forget to end